Today is Wednesday, October 1st, and this is the Bay Blend from WUSF. I'm Sky LeBron. Right now, we're sandwiched in between two one-year anniversaries when Hurricanes Helene and Milton hit the area. You're going to hear my conversation with one of the guys in charge of the area's response and recovery and how he's thinking about it in 2025, plus some events tonight like a happy hour book club and death metal. Before that, the news. The Tampa Bay Rays officially have new owners. The reported $1.7 billion deal closed Tuesday. Stuart Sternberg sold the team to a development group led by Jacksonville homebuilder Patrick Zalupski. Eric Neander will keep his job as president of baseball operations, which he's been doing for the Rays for 19 years now. He spoke yesterday.
As long as there's alignment, and there's good people, we can figure this out, and by all accounts, that's there, and whatever path that takes, I'll be more than honored to take the ride with them and figure out a way to win a championship.
The first major thing for Zalupski and the other owners to figure out is where the Rays will play long term, but we won't get into that now. I'm sure we'll be talking about that plenty down the road. USF has a solo finalist for its next president, Moaz Lamea. He's the president of the University of North Florida right now, but he was the dean of USF's Muma College of Business before that. Dr. Anila Jain is with the campus board at USF Sarasota Manatee. She says he's a good choice.
We're all very excited to have Moaz back at the university. He was a leader that was well respected, that was liked by students, faculty, peers, leadership team.
The USF Board of Trustees and the Florida Board of Governors have to sign off before Lameam's hiring is official. If you're heading east on I-4 from Tampa this weekend, good luck. All the northbound lanes on I-275 will be closed at the I-4 interchange, affectionately known as Malfunction Junction. That starts Saturday at midnight. There's other closures and detours too. Congestion is expected until Monday morning. This is part of the project to reduce congestion at the downtown Tampa interchange. So kind of ironic, right? By the way, Ralph Masulo beat out Anthony Bryce in the Republican primary for Senate District 11 that we talked about yesterday. That's Citrus, Hernando, Sumter, and some of Pasco County. Masulo will take on Democrat Ash Marwah in December to decide who replaces Blaise Angolia. On September 26th last year, Hurricane Helene landed in Florida's Big Bend, causing billions in damage. 13 days later, Hurricane Milton made landfall in the Tampa Bay area, doing more of the same. And around this time, emergency leaders had to figure out how to handle a situation most had never experienced before. I wanted to get inside the mind of one of those leaders, so I set up a meeting with Hillsborough County's Emergency Management Director, Tim Dudley. We sat down in the same room he ran his operations out of last year. I started by asking him how he even handles the stress of leading hundreds of people during these large-scale disasters.
This job is not for the weak at heart. I'm a retired 27-year veteran. I always tell my wife this is not a retirement gig, but it's something we train for.
I know you said that there's a lot of courses you got to take throughout the year. For you directing all of this, is there anything specific that you have to do apart from that to kind of prepare to manage all of this when chaos hits?
We're taking a look at the lessons learned. I know each one of my staff members, their strengths and weaknesses. I also assess myself. I look at the performance as at the county as a whole. So we do strategic planning every year. It's an elephant, and you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we're very methodical and intentional about what we're going to focus on each year.
You're in charge of a bunch of staff. They're going through the same thing as you. They're seeing all this stuff unfold, and in some cases, watching their own homes get damaged while they're also working and they need to focus on the safety of others. How do you as a leader kind of walk them through that process?
So we try to start that early and encouraging the staff, hey, get your families ready now, because once we get into it, it's going to be a challenge. And between Helene and Milton, it was a challenge for my staff. Helene personally impacted me. That 11 o'clock when I told you that surge came in, and I was getting emergency calls from surrounding counties asking for high water rescue vehicles and assistance, along with my fire chief. My son called me, and I'm like, why is he calling me in the middle of the night? Dad, the water's coming in. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't evacuate. He was over in Pinellas County, and the water's coming in. It's in the house.
I mean, how was that for you, man? Like that, you're a dad too, right? In that moment, you're not the emergency management director of Hillsborough County. You're a father.
It was very hard to focus. I had to step away this room we're sitting in now and, call my wife and explain to her, I'm freaking out right now. I can't get across the bridge. I can't come get him. And he's asking me for help. It was heavy on my mind till we could get him out. And that was late into the next day. That was a challenge for me.
Was there any particular memory that sticks out to you from that 2-month crazy stretch? Apart from that, is there anything else? I know that's a huge one right there with your son.
Going out to a comfort station, this elderly lady stopped by. She wanted to get some ice and a few items we had to offer. And, she just started weeping, and I was able to just put my arms around her and tell her it was going to be okay, that her husband was at home still working as hard as he could, and how much they appreciated me and the team and the things that we've done.
Putting your arms around that woman and trying to reassure her, what's that do for you?
It brings it all home of why you're doing this. You're tired. You're in disbelief of how much of the damage, the sheer amount of damage that's out there. But it always takes you back, and I always tell my people, I don't care what the plan is. I don't care about the amount of resources out there. It's always about people first.
Thanks to Director Dudley in Hillsborough County for talking to me about this. It just made me realize, forget the big title. In the end of it all, he's just a guy in this community too. And just like all of us, he was emotionally impacted by these storms the same way. Yesterday was International Podcasters Day, and I forgot to mention it. Please don't hesitate to send me late gifts. I love edible fruit bouquets, Wingstop, and anything basketball related, just to give you some ideas. On to some events that might have slipped your radar. Tonight at the Epicurean Hotel, a happy hour book club. They're talking about the book Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. The book just came out in 2022. The synopsis says it's a love story. I was really hoping it was an adventure about a really angry bee. The Epicurean has drinks there that are themed from the book. You could buy those, but otherwise the event is free and it gets going at 5:30. Oh, and tonight at the Yuengling Center, Lorna Shore. They're a death metal band that's been around since the late 2000s, and they just released an album earlier this month. Not my type of music personally, but I know some people who really like the vibes of chaos and insanity. If that's your thing, tickets are still available at around $70. That's the Bay Blend. You know the formula. I'm getting out of here, but if you want to stay up to date every morning with the show, turn on notifications if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or another app, so it'll automatically pop up for you. Doesn't get easier than that. Have an awesome Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow.